Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we are going to talk about Generation Q, some little updates, some things that are going to change. As we all know, the world is a pretty different place than when the L Word left it at the end of season 1. So just going to go through a few of the little things and what I think about them. So be sure to leave your thoughts, questions and comments in the comment section down below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification so that you're notified every time that I post a new video. In the last 2 weeks, I've done some other Generation Q videos with some little updates here and there. I'll link them in the cards above, and at the end we're talking more about what's going to happen when the show does come back and how it's going to differ a little bit from what we're used to. I know California and a lot of other places have allowed filming to start as of the 12th of June, which was last week, but it's only a small handful of shows that have gone back that are kind of testing the water. As we know from Jennifer Beals, the most likely scenario for Generation Q Season 2 is that the show will start filming again in the fall. And as I talked about in my last L Word Generation Q video, they're probably looking at about 20 weeks, maybe a little bit longer, because you're going to have the Christmas period and everything in there to film Season 2. So we're probably looking at the show premiering a little bit under a year, so probably April, May time, which I know it seems like a really long time to wait. I wish the show would come back way before that, but obviously everyone's health and safety is the most important thing. A couple of people have said, well, what happens if the show's about to film and something happens and they push it again, and will they just keep pushing it? And the answer, I think, to that is no, because of two reasons. One, Showtime is already spending a ton of money to push all these shows. They are going to have a lot of blank spots coming up, and to move the show, move filming, move locations, people's contracts of when they work and when they don't. The L Word is probably a quarter of some of these people's years, so getting them for that time period, and obviously this has worked out in their favor a little bit because this is around the globe, this is everywhere, it's affected everyone's projects, so this is pushing everything back that possibly is to film. As we know now, Generation Q, as opposed to the original L Word, is filming in California, and I think that's a major benefit for the show, because if they were filming in Canada, they'd have to go through the whole 2-week quarantine thing. And people also, whenever they go and film these shows in Canada, sometimes they'll just go and film for, 2 or 3 months and stay up there temporarily and come back. But if they're going up to Canada, they won't be able to pop back down to California or somewhere else in the US, or even somewhere else in the world, because every time they're going to have to do this 2-week quarantine when they're coming back. So when they're filming in Canada, they'll have to stay there the whole time. So it is working out better that the show's in California, and most of the people on the show and who work on the show live in California, so they're not going to have to do any of that stuff. One of the other things is to do with the show's insurance. So because it's been pushed due to a global pandemic, the insurance is covering these shows, actors, movies, everything. But a number of people have said that if something happens again, the show will not be covered a second time. I mean, obviously I don't know the ins and outs of the insurance of the show, but most people have said this regarding other shows, movies, contracts. So that's the most likely scenario, so that when they go back, they're going to want to make sure that they're really back. There's two things right off the bat that are majorly going to change for the next season. The first one being guest stars will probably be a bit limited. I mean, it wouldn't be as bad as if they were in Canada, because people wouldn't be able to come up and guest star unless they went through that 2-week quarantine or unless they were already in Canada. But they're going to want to limit the number of people on set, and so I don't think there's going to be a huge amount of guest stars. Hopefully that doesn't extend to other cast members, because I still think it would be great if people like Rachel Shelley and things came back. So still love to see them on the next season, and obviously we already know that Laurel is coming back too. I did talk about who's coming back, who's been made a regular and everything like that in my first Generation Q update video, so I'll link it up above if you guys haven't seen it yet. This last one will probably keep going until it's either been a long time and we've really got a handle on the situation, or there's a vaccine for COVID-19, and that is the crowd scenes. If you think back to season 1 of Generation Q, scenes like in the last episode where they're having the big election party for Bet, a lot of the scenes at Dana's where there's quite a crowd, they're not going to have these big crowd shots anymore. How they get around that is going to be interesting. Probably it will be a lot of like close-up shots where they only have 1 or 2 people in the background and it makes it look like there's a crowd, but there's not going to be any big crowd shots, or probably a lot of like outdoor shooting, anything like that. They're really going to want to limit who's on set, who's around, where they are, and control the environment as much as they possibly can. I'm hoping that now everything's kind of starting to get back to normalcy, that we're going to be getting some tidbits of information. I'm sure most of the majority of the episodes have been written for season 2 at least, because they should have been back filming now, and the writers did go back at the end of March, so they have had this whole time to just dedicate to writing, which I'm hoping is a good thing. But when they start filming is really when information will start to come out from the set, hopefully, and we'll be able to get a little bit more information on what's going on. Although they are really good secret keepers when they want to be, because I know there was a few people who guessed that Laurel was coming back, and there was only that one slip I remember seeing on one of the Facebook groups. Someone had posted Laurel's IMDb page and it said she was coming back for episodes 6 and 7, and that was posted around like episode 3 or 4, and of course everyone was like, no she's not, no she's not, and as we know she did. So that was the only thing I remember seeing that was any sort of confirmation that she was coming back. So they really can be tight-lipped if they want to, which, you know, that was pretty impressive, especially in this day and age where everybody knows everything before. If you guys have any questions, thoughts, let me know down in the comment section below, and I'm really hoping to get this video up before 8 p.m. UK time. Sometimes YouTube is not cooperative with uploading, but if you do see this video on Sunday before noon California time, before 3 p.m. New York time, or before 8 p.m. UK time, please go to Twitter, and there is a hashtag event on. I'll have the information on my page, so if you just want to go to @theashsilver1 on Twitter, I'll have tweeted the tweet by then so you can see and join in with us. I'm sure it'll be pretty fun. As always, if you want to keep up with some other L Word information, follow me on social media. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you subscribe, like the video, and comment on any L Word video, you'll be entered into the draw to win an L Word t-shirt. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye!